Empire MMA, brought to you by Burger King and broadcasted by MixedMartialArt.com's The Underground. We tear into 2023 the only way we know how, with electrifying fights and extraordinary locations. Tonight's main event, we pit two of Colombia's best against each other as Juan Carlos Miranda aims to capture the inaugural Empire MMA flyweight throne, and the only thing that stands in his way is El Lobo Ronald Vasquez. I'm Ben the Bane Davis. Joining me in the broadcast booth is one of MMA's most accredited, most accomplished journalists, and CFFC's lead broadcaster. It's John Morgan.
I'm loving this, man. The energy in this building tonight is absolutely fantastic. You said that flyweight belt is on the line. You got a couple of really, really talented flyweights. I think a lot of people feel like could be the future, and now they're getting this platform, Empire MMA 4, dedicated to developing the scene not only here in Colombia, but all throughout South America. And I think somebody's going to make a real statement tonight when they walk away with the first ever belt awarded.
Juan Carlos Miranda, 3-fight win streak, 3 finishes. He's got a tough customer in Ronald Vasquez, who decorated amateur, fantastic amateur career, struggled a little bit in his professional setting. What are your takeaways from this main event, John?
Well, I think both of them are talented athletes, as you said. One doesn't have quite the experience level or the success at the professional ranks, but it only takes one. When a belt is on the line, when you're in the main event, that's the opportunity. You're going to have some setbacks along the way, but how can you rebound from those? Can you make statements? Whoever wins this fight is going to be a phenomenal position in their career moving forward.
High stakes equal high performances. In that co-main event, we see submission specialist Ruiz Rincon trying to halt the momentum of the Black Panther himself, Zamir Catano. 5-fight unbeaten streak. This guy could be the next big thing.
It really is. A lot of people around these parts are very excited about Zamir, but he's a young guy, right? And hasn't necessarily faced the best competition yet. So they're saying, listen, we think he's got it, but he's got to prove it against the absolute best. Big co-main event slot right here. A lot of people think he's the guy, but you got to get those wins. It can't just look good on paper. You got to get the wins against the real upper-level competition. That's what the matchmakers at the higher levels are looking for. The UFCs, the Bellators, the PFLs, the One Championships. They want to see names. They want to see talent. You got to win that. We'll see if you can keep the momentum going tonight.
Question asks, they'll certainly be answered. In our featured bout of the evening, we see the returning undefeated Luis Vasquez trying to maintain that 100% finishing rate against a tough customer in Venezuela's Katiuska, the bazooka Canelon.
Well, I think you pointed out there, Venezuela's, right? Because nobody around these parts is putting their hand in the air to face Luz. So we had to bring in somebody from outside the country, and she wants to come in here and play spoiler, right? But Luz, meanwhile, Olympic caliber wrestling. She's looked phenomenal so far, but pretty interesting. We were talking to her earlier this week. They say, I know everybody likes my wrestling, but you know what? Taekwondo was actually my first martial art. That's where I started. I've got some great striking that I haven't really shown everybody yet, and this might be the night to do it. A lot of people have big show potential, talented for Luz as well, and if she can make a statement, maybe she gets that call next. It's a fun card.
A lot of things could potentially happen at Empire MMA 4 here live in Bogota, Colombia. Once again, brought to you by Burger King and broadcasted by MixedMartialArt.com's The Underground. John, I think it's enough talk. I think it's time we make that walk.
I agree. Let's get over to the booth and get this thing going.
Soy Juliana, la patrona Otalora, represento a MMA Colombia, represento a Medellín y represento a Bogotá. Espero disfruten mi pelea. Yo peleo por dejar un propósito, por inspirar a más personas a que hagan lo que les apasiona. Lo que yo traigo a la jaula para las personas es mucha humildad, mucho carácter, una persona con mucho corazón y con la que siempre van a poder disfrutar de una pelea muy aguerrida. Esta pelea la puedo ganar porque estoy lista, porque he entrenado muy fuerte, porque me he preparado física y mentalmente para salir con la mano arriba.
Me encanta el deporte, siempre me ha gustado desde pequeña y esto me llamó la atención y empecé a practicarlo. Me di cuenta que era buena y seguí adelante. En realidad se siente muy bien pelear en Colombia, me gusta que me hayan invitado, les agradezco mucho todo eso. A la empresa Empire por darme la oportunidad, al profesor Alfredo Cueva, que cree en mí, me ha traído hasta aquí y daré todo por eso. Puedo ganar porque sé que haciendo lo mejor que tengo me irá bien.
Señoras y señores, ya viene Katiuska Ledezma.
Here's Katiuska Ledezma making the walk. First fighter of the evening on Empire MMA 4, our main card. Representing Venezuela at 28 years old, has accumulated a record of 1-0. Sophomore appearance inside the octagon. Not a ton on Tapology. Didn't have the chance, unfortunately, to chat with her, but on optics alone, John, what are we taking away?
Yeah, I mean, look, she's young in her career, but victorious. You like to see that. She's confident enough in herself to make the trip here from Venezuela. Again, Colombian-based organization here. We're going to focus a lot on Colombian talent moving forward for Empire MMA 4, but it's not just about Colombia. It's about building the entire South American scene and giving these athletes a platform on which to compete, to make their way up, to hopefully get the calls by the bigger organizations, the UFCs, Bellators, PFLs, One Championships. And so making the trip in here from Venezuela, hostile territory, and we'll see what she can do on our main card opening matchup.
Definitely not in her own backyard. She will have a significant height and reach advantage, I would say. 1 inch in terms of height, but a lot of reach with that 1 inch, and 2 years older. Unsure how that will help young Katiuska Ledezma, but we are about to find out here at Empire MMA 4.
Hacemos el llamado a Juliana Otalora.
The jiu-jitsu practitioner and kickboxing specialist, Juliana Otalora, makes the walk as a professional for the first time tonight. A challenging amateur career, Otalora struggled to decisively perform in past fights, leading to a couple split decision losses. She says that she's adjusted her mindset and plans on leaving no doubt here tonight at Empire MMA 4. With 11 fights under her belt, she is one of the more experienced amateur fighters making the move to pro on tonight's card. John, we'll see if that turns into success for her in the debut.
Yeah, you look at the amateur record and you say, okay, well, it didn't look that great. But you go back and, as you mentioned, the split decisions in there. You talk about 1 point here and there. Could have really changed the way the record looked. But more important than anything, I really do think that kind of 8 to 10, she actually had 11 amateur fights. I think right around there, 8, 10, 12 fights as an amateur is great. That's the kind of experience you need. Put yourself into different spots, just things that you're going to see as a professional that, you know, if you've seen it all, you know how to adjust. If you haven't, you panic, you don't know what to do. And guess what? Once you turn pro, that loss is with you for the rest of your life. Amateur, you're 0-0. You start again. That's all gone. Yeah, you can't do that as a pro. So, you know, again, maybe not necessarily the most sparkling record on paper, but I like the fact that she got it, and we'll see if she can translate that to the professional ranks tonight.
And still here, still making the professional debut. After that amateur career, the challenges and setbacks that she's faced, I feel many competitors would say, you know what, this might not be for me. Time to walk away, time to pursue success elsewhere. Not Juliana Otalora. She's going to be able to put it all together. And again, righting the wrongs in the amateur career, making healthy habits. We'll see if that pays off.
Juliana Otalora, 47 kilogramos de Colombia, 26 años de edad. Katiuska Ledezma, esquina azul, 47 kilogramos de Venezuela, 28 años. Para este combate tendremos como referí a Pantro Valencia.
Face-off here between Ledezma and Otalora. This fight takes place at 47 kilograms, 103 pounds. Small woman, pack big punches sometimes, John.
Colombia, one of the few countries in the world that uses the metric system. All of them except us in the States.
All of them. We defy. Big kick right there. Huge stinging right cross. Almost connects. You can see Otalora really leveraging the grappling early, John.
Yeah, nice work. Made her way forward, was ready to engage. Has the hands wrapped around the body.
Wrist control on that far side. Ledezma already at a bit of a positional disadvantage 30 seconds in.
Nice head positioning as well. You can see right on the chin, pressing up. Again, that's stuff that comes from experience. That's stuff that comes from repetition. It makes it difficult for Ledezma to deal with. Which you can see right now, she's trying to put her hand on a chin and move that head out of the way. She's going to try to wrap her off. You can see if she can turn to the right. She had the body lock. Now switches to the trip instead.
Good,
nice work.
Good balance so far by Ledezma, being able to keep her footwork and positioning and remaining upright. Now breaking the grip a little bit, but in terms of separating, how can the Venezuelan... Oh, there's a takedown right there.
Beautiful. Stuck with it. You said it. Ledezma needed to get some separation. Didn't do it. Otalora stuck with it, was able to get the fight to the ground now. Ledezma holding on to the neck to prevent the pass. Kind of controlling the head right now. She's going to have to let that go here in a moment. There's nothing there, but she's using it to prevent the pass. Now settles on her back. Smart. You didn't want to give her back. She got her back to the canvas. Now she turns on a hip again. She has to make a decision here. And she's done the wise one, which is settle her back onto the canvas. You don't want to expose your back. That's obviously the most dominant position you can give to your opponent.
And again, still controlling that posture and preventing any advancements. But now we're in the center of the octagon, nowhere near the cage. Couple strikes coming down from Otalora.
Desmond does expose her back. Otalora hunting the choke. Left arm under the neck. She's got the squeeze. Can she get the finish? Oh, that is it deep, and she gets it!
Juliana Otalora with the first round submission. Welcome to the professional ranks, Juliana Otalora.
I love it. We talk about the struggles that she had as an amateur, but stuck with it, had the passion as we watch the quick replay here. Forced the scramble, moved to the back immediately. You can see right away, left arm is under. She's got that gable grip. She makes the adjustment to the more traditional rear naked choke. Squeezes, you can see her arching the back there as well, putting the pressure on the hips, and you can see the grimace and the tap. And emotional moment there.
For a fighter who's been through the depths of defeats, being successful here in the professional debut, gotta be the greatest feeling on earth for one Juliana Otalora. There's Hector Castro lifting her into the air.
Well, I mean, listen, the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, right? It's unfortunate because you got a fighter on the other side of the cage that made the trip and has to walk away with a loss. But how do you not cheer for somebody that had that? How do you not cheer for somebody that's kind of the underdog story that just wouldn't give up? Kept being told, hey, maybe this ain't for you. You know, you know you can't losing because you're not that good. She said, no, well, I'm just going to keep getting better. I'm going to keep getting better. And comes out here and gets a first-round submission finish. What a cool story.
We sent it inside to make that submission official. Juliana Otalora walks away 1-0 with a first round stop.
That's an undefeated professional, sir.
Amen. Amen. Gotta love that music as well. Quite poetic. I'm unstoppable. No matter the zigs, no matter the zags, Juliana Otalora is here to stay.
Señoras y señores, la ganadora. Este combate ha sido detenido por sumisión por la vía de Mataleón. La ganadora es Juliana Otalora.
I got to be honest with you. Mata Leon just sounds cooler than rear naked choke. It really does.
I think we should start adopting the vernacular down here in the English-speaking countries and promotions.
I like it. What a moment. Pretty cool way to start our main card.
All smiles for Juliana Otalora. Kind of a hopefully trend-setting performance for the rest of our fights this evening at Empire MMA 4.
Look at that. Unbelievable motion. Very cool. Hard fought. How do you not respect that?
Heroes welcome outside the cage for now undefeated Juliana Otalora. Like the all-white, too. The white kit, the white hair.
Good-looking kit, yeah.
Talk about branding, Michelle Casamayor. Otalora giving her a bit of a run for her money, maybe.
Nice work. Great start. Empire MMA 4. We said on paper it looked like they were going to be some fun matchups, and that was a great way to set the tone.
Once again, tonight's fights are brought to you by Burger King, offering alternatives for those that don't eat meat. Go get yourself a vegetarian chicken nugget. And broadcasted by MixedMartialArt.com's The Underground editor-in-chief, John Morgan, alongside Ben the Bane Davis here. What a beautiful city that we've got in Bogota, Colombia. Population of 12 million, but only a couple are going to be competing in sanctioned violence tonight, John.
But I can tell you that all 12 million drive on the road at the same time. the traffic here is crazy. But I love it. Yeah, this is my first time to Colombia. I've been to Brazil 29 times covering UFC events, but this is my first week in Colombia. And it's been great, man. I look forward to coming back and seeing more great people here. It's been fun. It just does have a lot of traffic.
There is a lot of traffic.
Like a lot.